Hi, this is Victoria Murphy, and today I'm going over my final PowerPoint, my capstone PowerPoint. So this, the last 8 weeks have been very frustrating and a lot of fun at the same time. Um, for my project, I decided to create a third-person adventure game. For the most part, my game is pretty simple, but a lot of that is due to errors I incurred, and even budgeting, I guess. Um, but I did include a pretty elaborate level with a mountain scene and everything like that. And I'm also excited because I think my game has a lot of potential. Once I have the opportunity to broaden my budget, so that I can add features to my character, maybe even get additional pre-built mapping elements, things like that. Um, for my project, I used Unreal Engine 4. Unreal Engine 4 uses C++ as the code. Um, in Unreal Engine 4, it's a complete suite of game development tools made by game developers for game developers. Um, with Unreal Engine, you can make anything from mobile games to virtual reality consoles, um, just kind of a little bit of everything, and it's really cool. I'm really glad I chose to go with that. So week one started by downloading Epic Games Launcher, um, which is the kind of hub that you need to use in order to download Unreal Engine 4. Um, of course, I had a little bit of trouble with this. I wasn't in an area that allowed me to download it, so it took quite a while to do. Once I got everything downloaded, I kind of began my research. Um, really familiarize myself with the engine. Really like spent a lot of time researching the code, and how to go about building my project. So in this, you can kind of see I included like Epic Games, the hub, and then like the engine version I have is 4.22, and then below that you can see projects that I had worked on. I know two of those were just kind of prototypes, and then one of them is like my actual project. The biggest issue I faced, obviously, for that week was downloading everything. But for the most part, I got a good start on it all. Progress for week two, I really worked on the behind code. Um, and as you'll see on the next screen here, um, you can kind of see the behind code. It's written a little bit differently. So Unreal Engine 2 coincides with Visual Studio. Um, But within like the actual engine, a lot of your coding is a lot of this mapping as you see below. Um, but you can kind of see on this map, you can see the game input, movement input. Those include like my keys that make my character move. So W forward, S back, AD right and left, shift makes my character jog, and then C makes him crouch. So those are a lot of the movements that are included with that. But that's kind of how I went about coding it, which was kind of a refresher and kind of an interesting way of doing it overall, just because that's not a normal way of coding, but a lot of fun. Um, a lot of the issues I had with week two was actually getting my player to move. I spent quite a few weeks actually working on this. Um, and let's see. Yeah, so then going into week three, I was still working on my player movement. Um, I think finally, I think it was by, think it was week 6. So week 5, I was able to get like by week 5, after really sitting down, analyzing everything, I was able to get my character to move. So I was able to get him to walk forward, sideways, backwards. But the crouching and jumping aspects just were not working, and that was super frustrating. Just because like I was reanalyzing my code, really paying attention to detail, and it just didn't want to work. Um, so then by week 6, I was just so frustrated, and I decided to completely delete my project and start over from scratch. This was a really big thing to do, especially in week 6, but I'm really glad I did it. Um, I mean, I didn't lose all of my progress. Um, I did, but I didn't. So I was able to kind of really sit down, reanalyze everything, get back to where I was, and then proceed from there. So that week, on week 6, I really felt like I took 2 steps back and 1 step forward. But it's okay. I mean, I'm a firm believer in sometimes you just need to get a fresh set of eyes or completely start over from scratch in order to get something to work properly. So obviously my issues for week 6 were abandoning everything. But it's okay. Finally, by last week, I was able to start like creating my map, which was a lot of fun. Um, which this was all like a whole new thing for me, was getting my character um to walk within the map, creating a plane, lighting, everything like that. I did a ton of research. I mean, there's a million ways to do everything within this game, but I finally found something that worked. I started out with a blank template, kind of went from there. Uh, so then this week, I was really able to get going on um, creating my map and my levels. So I started out again with a blank project, and kind of went from there. Like brought in a flat plane to start out with, um, and then from there just kind of built up. I was able to create background images such as mountain ranges, able to insert trees, things like that. So that was a lot of fun. Um, but yeah, I'm really excited with where my game is at. I'm excited for the potential it has. I really think that video game development is something I'm going to try to stick with. It's just a good creative outlet, and I'm really happy I proceeded with this project.